Hey Social 9, it's Mr. Sir. We have our 7th lesson of our wonderful springtime quarantine, online learning, etc. Now, this is the last assignment for Chapter 6. I know you guys are probably pretty excited to be done talking about economics, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so when you look at the assignment on Google Classroom, click on the doc, and it gives you a little bit of an explanation. So here we are. So we have Chapter 6, Final Project. So you work in the Economic Office at the United Nations. Now, this is highlighted because there's a link. So for some of us who don't really know exactly what the United Nations is, this is a little brief rundown. So you work in the Economic Office of the United Nations. There's been a request to create a country, and the team you are leading is working night and day to get the country running. You are in charge of the economics of the country. You need to decide how the country will run economically. So you will create a proposal in the form of a book or booklet, Google Slides. It could be a video on WeVideo or another video app, a Prezi or some other presentation software. It could be a poster, could be a podcast. It's up to you about your country. So some sort of proposal in some way about this country. Follow along with the steps on the next page. Now, it says here, use the Chapter 6 textbook and the slideshow to help. Now, make sure you look at those things if you're unsure about some of the economic terms that it's going to ask you about, about the political spectrum, left wing, right wing, a market economy versus a planned economy and a mixed economy. Now, these steps here are just about making a little booklet. So if you're going to make a booklet at home and you have paper and everything, perfect. This can help you, or if you have another way of doing it, that's fine. Now, some other options here is I have a link to Prezi, so you can sign up for the free version of Prezi. There's also a link to WeVideo. You just need to log in with your Google account. So when you click sign up or log in, just click or sign in or log in with Google, and then it just links straight to your Google School account. It's super easy. Now you can make a video, or you could do some sort of slideshow with a voiceover, or you could make a podcast with this. So you can just record yourself speaking, and then you can export it. And I know some of you guys have done that before. Okay, so you're going to make this proposal. Now here's the steps. So these are the things you need to include somehow in your presentation project. So part 1, your name and the date, the name of your country. Define the term economics, look in the textbook, look on the slideshow, and then it could be a drawing, a picture, or some sort of description of your country's flag that represents its economy. Part 2, the 3 economic questions. Okay, scarcity definition. A product or service that is scarce in your country, so that there might not be a lot of. The 3 factors of production on how to create the scarce product or service. Okay, so look back in your notes, look back in the textbook to look at scarcity and factors of production. So say if it was scarce to find, you're making pencils for some reason. Okay, talk about the factors of production that go into creating pencils. All right, part 3, define planned, mixed, and market economy. Okay, look at those economic spectrum. Now, choose the economy your country has, okay, and list 2 characteristics of the economy. So look at the spectrum. Now, there's stuff posted on the slideshow or in the textbook, just to get some ideas. Okay, so if I have a market economy, what are 2 characteristics of a market economy? Okay, draw, describe, or display an economic spectrum and place your country on the spectrum. So where does it lie? Is it right wing? Is it left wing? Or is it somewhere in the middle? If it's a mixed economy, is it right in the middle? Is it slightly right of center, slightly left of center? You can go anywhere, and you just have to be able to kind of explain why. Part 4, define quality of life. List 3 indicators in your country that improve the quality of life of your citizens, and create an illustration, a diagram, or description of a citizen and an indicator that improves their quality of life. So quality of life we talked about at the beginning of the chapter, so you're going to look at the slideshow and look in the textbook to go over that stuff again. Part 5, we have define supply, define demand, and then draw a diagram, demonstrate, or describe one scenario where demand, price, and supply goes up. So talk about how it can fluctuate. So if demand is low and price is high, what happens to the supply? Or something along those lines. And then the last part, part 6, define labor union. Draw a picture, describe a definition that helps explain what it means. Give 2 reasons why your country might start a labor union, and then define what a strike is. So think about a sector that could, or a company or some type of service that could have a labor union. And like think about, okay, which type of workers or which sector in Alberta or Canada has labor unions. Think like maybe teachers, nurses, auto workers, tradespeople, construction, blah, 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 etc., etc. Okay? So everything's described there. If you look at the slides, you will find lots of the stuff just mixed up in here. Okay, so you have a lot of the terms. You have quality of life. Okay, it has all this different parts of quality of life in the first few slides. You have, scarcity. You have factors of production. Everything's right in there. So everything you need, we've talked about, and you have already learned. So just refer back to this stuff. This will help you immensely. Think about looking at the political spectrum. There's some other ones that I posted before. If you go to slide 37, this is a good one to think about. So where are you? Where are you going to be? Okay. Now, if you have any questions, make sure you, if you're able to, go to the Google meeting today and email me or something like that. If you need help, email me. I'll help you as quickly as I can. Okay. Best of luck.